Hey guys, it's Danny. Today I'm gonna show you another orchid that I have always wanted to grow, but I failed with my first ones, and I'm gonna tell you why I think I failed. And then I couldn't really find them all that available. And actually there is only one place in Europe that I know of and that I managed to order from, which has a lot of variety or a lot of hybrids. Other than that, I really don't see Sarcochilus everywhere. And what I see is just typically the Fitzgeraldi and the Heart Money, which are the species as far as I'm aware. I don't see much variety. So I did some magic and I got a hold of a whole lot of them. So what I did was I ordered them at my mom's place because yes, they do ship to Romania. Cyprus, a little bit sketchy, but my mom and dad, they're very cool parents, so they received the package for me and then they shipped it in the very same day to Cyprus. And Romania and Cyprus have an extremely fast postal service. They posted them on Friday, they arrived here on Sunday, I picked them up on Monday. I mean, at this point, it's much easier for us and much cheaper, much cheaper actually, to just order to my mom's place and then ship them out to me. But I don't want to put my parents through the trouble of... Anyway, I'm blabbing. I don't know why I'm blabbing so much. I'm sorry. Let's just look a little bit at the Sarcochilus that I have and tell you a little bit about my experience with the first ones that I had, what I think went wrong, and what I understand about them so far. So, first and foremost, Sarcochilus are an Australian species of orchids. They are monopodial, but they look like tiny little vandas. They produce a lot of offshoots, or maybe I should say more like neophenicias, which are vandas currently. They have the very same type of growth. You might be tempted to think they are sympodial, but actually no, they're monopodial. And that, sadly, has been, I suspect, the cause of their demise in my care. Now, I had two at some point. One of them even produced a bit of a flower spike, I do believe, but alas, the thrips started and they wiped them out very fast because one of the things that monopodials are very prone to is dying. One of the things that monopodials are prone to if they have a pest infestation is not having a fallback plan, not having a backup. So let's say I'm treating the crown of this orchid and somehow I rot it because I'm using, substances to treat the infestation. I destroyed the crown. What other fallback do we have if we don't have these offshoots or the offshoots are very tiny? No fallback. We don't have any other pseudobulbs, let's say, to save the plant if we don't have a lot of offshoots. And mine did not have a lot of offshoots. So I lost them due to the fact that I was treating them against thrips. They had a lot of grazing, a lot of damage, so the orchid absorbed my treatment. And I was using oil-based treatments. That did not work out well, quite at all. So I lost mine. I don't think it was environment related, to be fully honest. I mean, I know when it's environment related. I can tell. But in this case, I feel like it wasn't. Given Sarcochilus, they're a bit of a jack of all trades from what I hear. They're rather a cooler grower, intermediate to cool growing, but in their natural habitat, they can withstand temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius as well. And they can go as low as a little bit above freezing. So they are very tolerant to any extremes. Hence, I don't think it was the temperature that got them. I think it was the thrips. I remember vividly one of them, how it just started to just lose the leaves from the top after I treated it, and that was that. I couldn't save it. So this gives me some hope that I can actually grow these orchids in my climate. I might have to put them outside for the winter to get a proper chill. Mind you, I don't have harsh winters. I have pretty mild winters, so I'm good there. Things don't freeze outside. So I might have to give them a really good chill in order to make them bloom. But other than that, they should be fine. I mean, I'm gonna try, right? Out of my own experience, culture tips, I don't have any. I just wanted to let you know what I think went wrong with mine. Other than that, they seem to be okay. They grew okay, but I kind of like to have some results and, some more time under my belt before I tell you about care tips. I might be very wrong in what I'm gonna tell you, so I will leave the care tips for another time. You can Google them, you can find information on the internet. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I want to get the care right as well. But yeah, we're going to talk about their care if I have success with them and if I make them bloom. Because the flowers, you guys, the flowers, I didn't tell you about the flowers. They're supposed to be the prettiest, daintiest, tiniest, round little flowers that you've ever seen. They might be the prettiest, not most beautiful, prettiest orchid that I have. Maybe next to the Cubertones. They're so whimsical. They're so special in my opinion. That's why I wanted them so much. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the ones that I have so you'll see why I like them so much. So let's get to them. First off, we have Sarcochilus Carnival. I mean, I'm not sure how it's supposed to look like, but with Sarcochilus, most of them will revolve around the reddy, pinky white side of the spectrum and combinations of those colors. It is very common to have a Sarcochilus which has spots, and it's also very common to have a red Sarcochilus with whitish back. So most of them are pinky white, but I do know one of them is yellow. So don't expect like blue and other variants. They're currently working, the hybridizers I mean, from what I understand, they're working on more orangey type of Sarcochilus. They're getting there, but so far we're gonna work with the white, reds, and pinks, and maybe yellows, which is a little harder to get. So I'm not entirely sure how this one looks like, but I'm sure it looks great if I purchased it. And they are all looking fabulous. They have a lot of roots, and from what I understand, they are big root producers. And these ones are very healthy, actually. I don't know how to say it. So this is Sarcochilus Heidi, which I do believe it's a more popular hybrid. All of them are hybrids, by the way. I did not get the species. I don't know if there is such a thing as hybrid vigor when it comes to Sarcochilus. You should let me know if you know. But again, I chose to go for the hybrids, not the species, because maybe there is a chance they're more vigorous and more tolerant of warmth. Right, next up we have Sarcochilus culnura Strange. That's a cool name. Why are you strange, my dear? You look perfectly fine to me. Even if you're strange, I still love you. I love strange things. By the way, I am considering repotting. I mean, they are potted in chunky bark, which is horrible in my environment. So I'm considering repotting them now that it's still warm before autumn comes. I don't know about it. I want to repot them badly. If they are still stuck to the big pieces of bark, I'm not going to remove all of the pieces because I don't want to destroy the root system while I don't have experience. But I'm tempted at least to make a mix of bark and sphagnum moss, because oh man, they do not stay wet for more than 2 days. This is Sarcochilus rosella spotty crossed with culnura smoothie tip. Smoothie. I'm in the mood for a smoothie. Next up, Sarcochilus culnura hot and spicy. This one, I think it's a reddish type. It's one of those red with dots. Did I get it right? I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. I hope so. By the way, some of these have old flower spikes. So most of them actually, they are blooming size. They will get bigger than this on a horizontal. They're not gonna grow tall. They're a tiny orchid. Very suited for small growing spaces, windowsills, and all of those tinier spaces. I keep them under lights in my shelves. They do like pretty bright light, especially in winter from what I understand, but you know, I give them bright light all of the time. This one is Sarcochilus culnura ballerina. Are you white? I think I purchased one which was white. Maybe this is the one. I don't know. They have remains of flower spikes. Oh my gosh, even this little growth here has older flower spikes. I hope they bloom. I hope they bloom so much. I love them. Sarcochilus culnura kaleidoscope. Oh wow. Maybe this one is a spotted one. I don't know. I'm so excited. They all have old flower spikes. Dried flower spikes. They're supposed to bloom in spring, by the way, which in my area, I don't know. It might be sooner because spring comes very soon in this area. This one is Sarcochilus culnura mill. I have no idea how it's supposed to look like, but again, we have a lot of flower spike, dried flower spikes. It's looking great. I will make another video repotting them, so I show you how to go about roots that you know you're gonna destroy, but you don't wanna destroy. I'll show you the compromise. This is Sarcochilus Culnura Momentum. I have a lot of Culnura hybrids. I think they are a very, very popular, or maybe a big like hybridizer in Australia, I'm assuming. And oh man, the beautiful, beautiful varieties they come up with. Send a few to Europe. I don't know why I don't find them all that often, but I think they're gonna do great, especially in the temperate zones in Europe. Like in Romania, they would have done great. Sarcochilus Madge-Free crossed with Culnura Highlight Lemon. Maybe this one is the yellow, I don't know. I don't know if it's the yellow one. One of them is yellowish. Again, we have an old flower spike here. Yeah, they're all looking great. They all have beautiful roots, and I can feel through the pot. It is bursting with roots. Now, as you can see, some of them have the most beautiful moss on top of their potting medium, and I'm seriously considering to cultivate it. I'm considering letting the layer of moss on top empty without bark. I typically put bark just to shade it so I don't have cyanobacteria. But if I have moss on top, it's not going to create cyanobacteria. So I want to harvest this moss, and at least for some, put it on top on wet sphagnum moss. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna attempt it. They don't all have this moss on top, so only the ones that have it, I'm gonna attempt to harvest it. I need to water it because it's dry. I watered them yesterday and they're dry. That's why I don't want to keep them like this. I have to do something. So I will take you along next time when I'm gonna repot them into something else. I'm not debating. I'm repotting them in plastic pots. I'm not putting them in clay pots. Already I have too many in clay pots. Should I put them in clay pots to maintain them a little cooler? I don't think it's the case. They're not really cold growers, are they? They're kind of temperate growers. Decisions. I really don't want to go the route of clay pots. I really don't. Like the Cuthbertoni, and it's an exception. I can deal with those, but with these guys, they're gonna be in plastic, probably. Anyway, so these have been the Sarcochilus. You have more details below in the description. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have tips for me to grow them in warmer environments, let me know down below. I'm gonna do my best. I hope I have success because the flowers, you guys, they're the prettiest thing ever. They really are. They really are. I really desperately want to do good with them. So I'll keep you up to date, and hopefully one day we're going to return with a tutorial on how to keep these guys in warm conditions or home conditions. Right. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a great day. With that said, I'll see you next time. Bye.